Hello everyone, it is me, Xander Tank Engine Productions here, and just as a fun little idea, I was going to show you my entire Tom's and Friends custom collection. Just a heads up that there isn't that much, but some of them are good, some of them are bad. So yeah. So anyway, here is the video. So my first custom is my custom Playrail Grumpy Thomas, and you might be wondering what makes this a custom, and I'll show you. So when I first got this, it was a complete Playrail. This was a stock standard normal Playrail Grumpy Thomas, and then when I tried it, it didn't work, and the traction tires on it were long gone. And as you can still see, the running board is still cracked here and there. But anyway, I also had a Tomy Thomas, and I thought, what if I messed around a tiny bit and kind of mixed them together in a way. So this has the body of a Playrail Thomas, the running board of a Playrail Thomas, the wheels of a Tomy Thomas, the motor of a Tomy Thomas, and the back coupling of a Tomy Thomas. Because when I first got it, it didn't have back coupling either. So yeah, so this is my first custom. It's just it's an unusual one, but it's still custom. Next up, we have my custom Talking Edward. Yeah, since I don't have an actual Edward in any merchandise, any Tomy or Trackmaster Edward, even though I do have Trackmaster Revolution Edward. Get out of here, Trackmaster 2 Edward. So yeah, so anyway, this was the 2013 Talking Edward. So if you turn it on, it talks and makes sound effects. Yeah. So anyway, so I tried to go for a railway series sort of custom. So he has the copper chimney cap. I gave him a white running board. Even though, if you look, you can still see some little imperfections here and there. Although it's still a good model, it runs decently well. And I painted it a darker shade of blue than what it originally was. I repainted the face. As I said, I gave it the gold cap. And then for his tender, I just practically did the same thing. And originally I tried using a marker for the black parts on some of the customs, and it kind of smeared when we put the final coat on it, so it kind of ended up with this weathering effect, which I kind of like. And then the number 2 I'm not a big fan of. It's kind of sloppy, but it's an easy fix. I can just go back over and retrace it. So yeah, so here is my custom Edward. This button also gets stuck sometimes. Next up, we have my custom duck. This was originally a Trackmaster close shave for duck that was missing its stickers and was in not the best condition. As you can see, it's missing its switch. So all I have to do to turn it on is I have to decapitate him, and then I have to switch him on from the inside. And yes, I use AA batteries for C battery engines. It makes them faster. So yeah, so he's also pretty much my loudest one. But anyway, so I just painted him a darker green. He's one of the ones I kind of still need to finish. As you can see, he's missing his GWR. And I'm still wondering if I'm going to give him his number 8 or his Railway Series number. And as you can see, he's missing his middle wheel because I've had him for a long time. As I said, he was not in good condition, and you could probably guess how he looked. Yeah. So anyway, so it's just a darker shade of green than what he originally was, and I tried doing the same thing as I did with Edward, and it came out with this weathered effect. And I repainted the face, and I'm not the biggest fan of the face because the marker that I used for it kind of smeared, especially for the eyebrows. It's like they're way too big, and he has this like weird like ring around his nose if you look closely. So yeah. That's really the only difference, just a complete repaint, and his wheels are still the same as that, so yeah. Next up we have the twins themselves, Bill and Ben, which actually, these are actually both Bens. Yeah, so this is a Ben, not a Bill, by the way. All I did to really customize them is I gave them white running boards. Let me just grab Ben here. Yeah, just gave them white running boards. I took off their name plates, that way I can call them both Bill and Ben, because they don't have an actual Bill that would work with Ben. So yeah. And then, as you can see, Ben has a front coupling, but I'll get into why he has that later. So yeah, that has been Bill and Ben. Next up, we have Stepney, and you might be wondering what's different about him from the normal one. It's kind of the small little details I kind of painted. I painted his lamps, and I repainted his buffers, and that's pretty much it for Stepney. Nothing, I didn't make his face different at all. I just painted his buffers and his lamps. So yeah, so he's, yeah. Next up we have Skarloey, and you might be wondering, why does he not have side rods? This is that thing I was talking about with Ben, how he has a front coupling. So, funny thing, these two share the exact same chassis. So, when Ben is powered, as you can see here, Skarloey isn't, just a push-along one. And then when Skarloey's powered, Ben isn't. I gave him a front coupling, that way Bill can pull him along. So yeah. So these two share a chassis, and as only one of them has a motor and the other one doesn't, it's kind of hard to move the motor from this one to this one. So all I have to do is just unscrew them from their bottoms and then swap them pretty much. And then yeah. So yeah. So anyway. So besides that, so Skarloey, I tried going for a railway series look for him as well, and he has the same weathered effect as the others. All he's missing is just his number, or his name and his number, because I had to paint over them, of course. So yeah, so I kind of did something kind of different. I kind of painted his sandboxes black instead of keeping them red. I don't know, I think it looks nicer. And his running board is kind of sloppy, but yeah, I can just easily fix that up. And I tried giving him a black roof just to mess around, I guess. It's like experiment with what I could do with him. But as you saw, it's kind of smeared and doesn't look that good. So yeah. And the back is, yeah. It's alright. It's not the best custom ever, but it's not good, but it's not bad either. Next up, we have my custom yellow Victor, which I've already made a video about. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that video real quick. So yeah. So, I'm not gonna say that much since I've already said a video about what I did to him and how he's a custom. Originally, I had another one of these, which is the Trackmaster talking Victor comes to Sodor, and it didn't work because I've had him for a long time, and you know how that works usually. So yeah, so I took his truck off from him. I cut the wires and just go watch the video if you want to. It explains everything about this one. Next up, we have good old Steven, which he has probably the least amount done to him. As you can see, all he did was just paint his funnel the correct colors as his TV series counterpart has, because the original Trackmaster one has an entire black funnel and not his white and gold funnel like he has later in King of the Railway. So yeah, so that's all that I really changed for him. It's just his funnel. So yeah. Next up is probably my worst custom at the moment, is my custom Timothy. So yeah, I tried using the marker and it smeared like crazy, and I made him original face, but of clay, but it, as you can see, it has fallen off since, and just broke. So yeah, so this is definitely one I'm going to redo. So, and the fun thing is, so I can do this. First I have to decapitate him. And then I bring in Tomy with Tom Tom. And then I decapitate him. And as you can see, they both have the same size face. So first, as you can see, I decapitate their faces from their smoke boxes, and so what I was saying is I can just put Thomas on the Thomas face on there, and then I could put the Grumpy Thomas face on Timothy. So yeah, it isn't wanting to fit, but you get my point. So yeah, so I can have a smiling Playrail Thomas with a Tomy face. Let me just put him back on his body. Yeah, you get my point. So yeah, so I'm definitely gonna redo him. I'm not sure if I'm gonna repaint him into Timothy or make an LBSC Thomas. So stay tuned for that. Next up for rolling stock, I have my custom Annie and Clarabelle. The only thing I really did with, well, actually, first off, these are actually both Clarabelles. This one is a stock standard one and it's dead. We don't talk about that one. And then this is supposed to be Annie, even though it's Clarabelle. All I really did is I just took off the nameplate stickers, so you can't really tell them apart. And I gave Clarabelle, this is the Clarabelle from the Steam Along Thomas. And I just gave it a front coupling, that way I can couple up to, I'm just gonna grab him because he's the closest one. You just couple it up. Yeah, you get my point. Then you're just gonna take him away and stuff like that. Next up, we just have these two trucks, and you might be wondering what's so special about these trucks. So basically, these were originally those hit era trucks, as you can see by this little thing. One of them was red, and I don't think this one shows anything, but this one was a blue truck. So yeah, so all I did is just paint them gray and yada. You go what I mean. And then I haven't gotten it figured out yet, but this is kind of a work in progress. But I have all these faces printed out for them, and once I do, I could just take the face and just put it on there. So these are all the faces that can go on them, including some scruffy faces as well. So yeah, those were the trucks. So yeah, that was all of my custom Tomy Trackmaster / Playrail engines. Leave a comment which one was your favorite one in the comments. And I hope you liked it. please subscribe, and goodbye.